What's up guys, Perry here, and we are back with another video talking about Anime Vanguards. At the time that I'm recording this, Roblox is down, so I couldn't even get any gameplay for the stuff that I wanted to talk about. And since I can't get into the game, there's a lot of stuff I can't do obviously, so today's video is going to be a little bit lower effort than usual. And something else that I wanted to say is I'm doing another Battle Pass and VIP giveaway for Anime Vanguards in my Discord server. The one that we were doing right now just wrapped up, but I'm doing another one at the time that I put out this video. I'll make another giveaway. And third thing to note, I am horrendously sick right now. I don't know what's happening to me. I feel like SpongeBob in that one episode where he's crawling back to the Krusty Krab and he's like barely alive. I don't know what hit me, but apologies in advance if my voice sounds a little bit odd. Anyways, let's get into the matter at hand here, and that is going to be the new Paragon Rework. I just wanted to make this video to talk about how I think the new Paragon Rework sucks, and it just kind of takes out the whole incentive of doing Paragon in my opinion, and I'll tell you why. So, this update, we received a Paragon Rework of sorts. Now, I use the term rework in air quotes because it doesn't feel like much of a rework more than it just feels like an increased difficulty. And sure, we did get new modifiers that are cool and unique, I'll give them that. The modifiers are a nice touch, and it definitely gives you more room for strategization as you plan out what units are going to be best. For example, there's a trait where all enemies stun you every couple of seconds. If you're rocking a team with Cha-In or Gojo, you're going to be able to bypass those stuns, so maybe you'd be more incentivized to pick a bunch of stun cards. There's a shield card. Now we have Toji in the game who just one-taps shields. Maybe you'd be more incentivized to get a bunch of shield cards so you can get further in your Paragon run. There is some good stuff about the update, or not the rework, but I think it sucks because the rewards are just like absolutely dog shit compared to what they were before. Because the gem rewards got gutted, and what did we get in return? Oh, you get some stat chips now, and you get 3 rerolls every 10 runs. Like, for the people that are gonna try and tell me, Perry, that 3 rerolls are actually really good because if you get to room 300, you'll get like a total of like 30 rerolls. Like, bro, first of all, 3 rerolls every 10 levels is like so minuscule, dude. Every run on average takes you 5 minutes, and that's on the fast side. That's if you know what you're doing, and that's in the early rounds, right? In the early floors. In the later floors, it's going to take you a lot more than 5 minutes. But for this argument's sake, let's try and think of the best case scenario. Every run is going to take you 5 minutes. Now, you need to do this 10 times to get 3 rerolls. So you're basically getting 3 rerolls an hour. And this isn't infinitely farmable because eventually you're just going to reach a point where your units aren't good enough to kill the enemies anymore. You're just going to get stat capped. Or you're going to get stat checked. There we go. And it's not like Paragon was this insanely overpowered farm in update 0.5. I really don't know what the purpose of nerfing it was. On top of that, one of the most glaring issues in this game mode is still very much present, and that is the fact that picking cards is an absolute pain in the ass, especially when you get into the later floors. When they mentioned Paragon Rework, I was hoping that there would be some sort of way to circumvent that issue. I was thinking, okay, maybe they're going to make it so you don't have to spend half of your run picking cards once you get into a higher floor, but I digress. Also, I don't even know if people can even get into insanely high floors like they could in update 0.5 because it is just a lot harder to beat Paragon now. Firstly, because the strong glitch is patched, so you can't just pick strong over and over again to receive no effects, and they added a bunch of more effects which makes the RNG a lot worse. What do I mean by that? Beforehand we did have some effects in the game, but we didn't have that many. And what would happen is, more often than not, you could end up picking a lot of shield, regen, and strong over and over again because there just weren't that many modifiers in the game. But now that we have a ton, you're going to end up getting screwed over with like champion or the stun one or your units attack slower. You know, there's a lot more negative effects to choose from, and they're all pretty annoying. Like, again, the meta for Paragon is still pick shields. Like, pick as many shields as you can and pick as many regen as you can, because you can just completely negate both of those things if you have the right units. But, dude, these rewards just feel like they are not worth the time at all. And I will say, it's a step in the right direction, increasing the Paragon rewards, getting stat chips and rerolls. But frankly, the juice is not worth the squeeze. What do I mean by that? The amount of effort that it's going to take you to manually grind each of those 3 rerolls is going to be so painstakingly difficult in the later rounds that it's really hard to justify even playing the game mode to begin with. Now, I will acknowledge that maybe the devs thought that it was a problem. The players in the later floors could just get 30,000 gems per run or like something crazy like that. Like you could get a ton of gems, maybe not 30,000, but you could get thousands upon thousands of gems per run if you were in the higher floors. And maybe that messed up the gem economy. They wanted to make the game, they wanted to make gems not as easily obtainable, blah blah blah. But at the end of the day, the people that were getting into those insanely high floors, they earned it, because you can't even macro Paragon, at least not at the time that I'm making this video. Even beforehand, in update 0.5, no one could macro Paragon. It was one of those game modes where you had to sit down and play yourself. Meaning, you know, if you're sitting there and grinding Paragon for 300 floors, and you're getting a shitload of gems as a side effect, you earned it, because you sacrificed a lot of your lifespan in order to get that high up in Paragon. And to see that the rewards now are a shell of what they used to be really feels like a slap in the face to the hardcore grinders that put hours and hours into Paragon. And I'm not even one of those people, but the way that I see it, the Paragon rework was just a nerf across the board. And the amount of like rerolls and stat chips, they're cool and all, but like stat chips were already incredibly easy to obtain. No one was, you know, waiting for Paragon to start dropping stat chips so we could finally obtain them more easily. Like, that was never the case. I'll give them credit where credit is due. Another way for free-to-play players to earn rerolls is nice to have, because, you know, as it stands, rerolls are pretty darn hard to come by, especially towards the end of the life cycle of an update. Like, what I'm trying to say is, you know, update 0.5, you could buy rerolls from the raid shop, and you could do it from the boss event, but after you bought all that and you did your achievements, you're kind of shit out of luck. But this update gives you a somewhat renewable way of farming rerolls, as long as you have like a full Monarch team that can carry you to insane floors. But yeah, I think that's it from me for this video. I just wanted to come on here and say that I don't think the Paragon rework was a good change. And what are my personal suggestions as to what they should do? Honestly, just buff the gem rewards again, dude. Like, I don't think a single soul was complaining that they were getting too many gems from Paragon. And if you're going to make it as hard as it is now, I don't know, maybe I'm just crazy and the gem rewards didn't get nerfed. It's just people getting lower in Paragon because it's harder. But I really do wish that the gem rewards were a little bit better than they are right now, because as it stands, trait rerolls and some stat chips really don't feel worth in terms of rewards, especially when the game mode is as hard as it is now. But with all that being said, that is going to wrap up my little video on the Paragon rework. Sorry there was no Roblox gameplay or anything, but you know, Roblox is down, so you're going to have to make do with this mediocre Destiny 2 gameplay. I don't even know if I'm going to stick to my daily upload schedule tomorrow, because I am like barely hanging on by a thread. So hopefully I recover. But thank you for watching till the end of the video. Have a great day or night wherever you are, and we'll catch you in the next one. Oh, and make sure you join the Discord.